Hi everyone, my name is Priscilla Knoll, and for our Ethics in the Real World project, I chose to observe the California's WIC program in the town of Lakeport, California. This is the special supplemental nutrition program for women, infants, and children. As you can see, Lake County is absolutely beautiful. Mediterranean climate, untouched hills. It offers a closeness to God's creation. It is also the poorest county in California, thus this program becomes very important and critical to the community. All the pictures in the slideshow are taken by me, so I hope you enjoy that. The WIC program provides supplemental foods and health referrals to low-income, pregnant and breastfeeding moms and babies 0 to 5 years of age. Latinos form a major portion of the recipients. In Lakeport, they see about 2,000 people in a month. That's a lot. I was warmly welcomed to the center by the director, Helene Moore. She had prepared her staff, and there seemed to be a sense of anticipation that something was impending and going to happen. There was definite excitement when I went in to observe. I'd like to share a story of this young mother. She was pregnant, and she came in with 2 children, 2 years old and 9 months old. She talked about how she had no idea where she would get her next meal from. And she also mentioned that she talked like this: my husband is a good man, but he gets upset with pregnancies and little children. So my goal, she said, is to stay out of his way, keep my children out of his way, and also to find the next meal for my children. She was just a few years older than my oldest child. In Proverbs 31, 8-9, we read, "Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak up and judge fairly. Defend the rights of the poor and needy." We also know that Jesus loved children. "Whoever welcomes once a child in my name welcomes me, and whoever welcomes me welcomes the one who sent me." Mark 9:37. This program meets God's people in their vulnerable and frail states. This program holds high the sacredness of life, as we read in Kingdom Ethics chapter 8, and confirms the theme of justice, that justice depends on having God's teaching in our hearts. Kingdom Ethics 134. Who are the poor? De la Torre asks. The poor are understood to be those deprived of the necessities to live a life of dignity, page 83. My observation revealed to me that these women are not lazy. They are not backward, they're not underdeveloped, but marginalized by socioeconomic conditions beyond their control. 2 large industries closed doors in recent years. The California fires provided some temporary jobs, but they dried up as well. De la Torre writes how these oppressed people are crucified people, and that God makes them his principal means of salvation. God has always chosen the disenfranchised as his agents of God's new creation, page 85. Who better than these women choosing to hold their babies before God as sacred and as gifts from God? What also took me by shock was generational poverty and the lack of opportunities for these women to get out of this cycle. These women were also making choices very similar to their mothers and grandmothers. I wondered about mentoring relationships that could help offer perspectives to different choices, other choices in life. In Isaiah 40:11, it is written that God would feed his flock like a shepherd. He will gather the lambs in his arms and carry them in his bosom and gently lead the mother sheep. The WIC program is carrying out God's work and loving young mothers in the way God intended for us to do. Jesus asks us to love. You shall love your neighbor as yourself, Matthew 22:39. And the love and action at this community center stands for and carries out this commandment. This is a basic conviction, a basis for our principles, rules, and ethical reasoning, Kingdom Ethics chapter 4. By saying this, Jesus is also laying out a moral command for us. The WIC program is both teleological, pursuing a good end, as well as characterological, embodying God's character. I came away with the firm belief that this program is a lifesaver. It is also a safe place for relationships and potentially a source of mentoring which could open doors to relief. Thank you for listening, and I pray God continue to direct my path in engaging with my community. Blessings.